This episode of Tech News Weekly is brought to you by Braintree Payments. Mobile app development can be complex, but integrating your payments no longer has to be. With Braintree, your business can accept nearly every type of payment from any device with just one integration. Learn more, go to braintreepayments.com/TNW.
Starting Tech News Weekly in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tech News Weekly. I'm your host, Andrew Zarian, and today we're taking it old school. It's just me and Suncast. How you doing, John?
How do we do this with just two people again?
I don't know. We haven't done it two people in a while.
There's supposed to be two Johns.
There is supposed to be two Johns, and it makes my life so difficult when I'm calling upon one of you to read a question. I'll tell you, it's because I don't like calling you Suncast anymore. Like, I get it.
But you're just so used to calling me John.
I'm so used to calling you John, so now I have to revert back to calling you Suncast, and it's a little difficult for me. How are you today? We're drinking wine today here on the show. If you're watching live or if you're watching the video.
So the entire show should be difficult for you then.
The entire show will be difficult. By the time that this goes here, I don't know what'll happen. So we have some stories to talk about. I also want to talk about some experiences that I've had. And I think John could kind of come in on this one because you tried to set up the Ring, which is a camera doorbell system that notifies you on your phone.
Doorbell.
Yeah, the video doorbell. By the way, I am getting the new Ring Pro.
Okay.
They're sending me one to review probably early May. So I'll probably have a review of that. But the other day, I set up a surveillance system. The fine folks at Netgear were kind enough to send me the Arlo. The Arlo. The Arlo.
A-R-L-O.
Yes.
Arlo.
The Arlo surveillance system. And I have to tell you,
you're so New York.
Arlo. How do you say
I know, but that's just typical New York to just completely butcher a name.
It's Arlo. A-R-L-O. No, you know what? You know why I called it? No, I called it the Arlo because I was also sent another product that had that name. So I'm literally looking at two boxes, and they both had the very similar name and packaging. I was sent the Arlo, and I set it up, and I have a video that I've recorded. I'm going to be posting a video review of the product.
Yeah, you got to send that to me.
Yeah, I have a couple clips I have to send you, and you're going to have to piece it together. But I was shocked how easy it was. You know, when you're setting up a surveillance system, I had one years ago, and do you remember how it used to be like when you set up those cameras, everything had like an SDI run, you know?
Yeah.
It had a BNC connector. You ran it, and you got like 50 feet of this cable. You had to literally run a 50-foot cable across and connect it to a computer or a box, and the box hit the DVR, and you connected a monitor to that, and that's how you did surveillance. With this, everything is wireless. It's 720p, it's battery operated. I'm curious to see how long the batteries last, to be honest. That's the only thing that I can't...
There's two things with this Arlo system that I'm interested about. And the Arlo system is completely wireless, battery operated, like you said, but it's also just its own device that you set down somewhere. So there's two things that worry me about this, and I'm curious to see what people say about it.
Okay, so question is one. What do you mean?
Well, the fact that you have it set up, mounted,
yes,
but it's not really attached or mounted where you can't just take it and run off with it.
So that's the so that's the thing, right? Like
which is unlike your traditional video surveillance system that you screw in with a mount onto the wall or ceiling.
Yeah, so they do sell the mount for it if that's a concern. You could get it's like a couple bucks for the mount for the camera itself. They provide you with the magnetic attachment. So you mount the magnetic attachment and then it goes on the back. A lot of times the hope is that like you put this high enough where nobody takes it. I'm in an area that nobody's really going to take it. I would be shocked if they did. And if they did, guess what? They're recorded also because it does 7 days of DVR in the cloud for free.
Is that included?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
Yeah, it's free.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's free. So that's the best part of it. But
of course they have subscriptions where you can extend that to 30 and 60 days.
Yeah, you could add more if you wanted to add more, but 7 days is more than enough for me. The shocking part was I thought it would be a lot more difficult to set up because you have to connect like this hub to your router, and you got to sync it via Wi-Fi first, and then you can move it. And the other thing I was concerned with was how long the range is for the video. Yeah. And since it's wireless, it probably will degrade in quality if you get to a certain point. But my router is 2 floors up across the other side of the house, and I'm not having any reliability issues. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually surprisingly good. And
that's an issue that I have in my house is that I have a router downstairs in the basement, but to get up to the first floor on the other side of my house, I have a power line adapter in order to get signal up there.
Yeah, I want to see if I could log in here. Arlo. I don't have the login here, so I can't do it. But I'm going to do a full review. I'm going to post it.
I do.
But, oh, you do? You do have the login. Oh, yeah, you do have the login. I'll get it later. You can look at it. I'll actually make an account for you. Because you know how many times you know why I put it in, actually? We're having a problem in the neighborhood where somebody is stealing mail-in packages. And it's such a weird thing. I told you this story with this.
People that do that are just idiots.
And they're teenagers, the people that are doing this. And I know who they are, but they have yet to do it to me. But they just did it to one of my neighbors, and they've called the police on them. And they're not doing anything because nobody has proof that it was them. You know, but everybody kind of knows it's them. And one of the kids was like hanging around my house, and I get a lot of packages sent to my house. I mean, every day there's something coming, and they leave it on the steps because we've never had a problem.
Expensive stuff, too.
Yeah, expensive stuff, too. So I put in the security system, and I saw them yesterday, one of the kids, at around like 5, 6 o'clock, walking, staring at the cameras. Just like dead staring at the cameras, like, oh, crap. Because the camera's pointing straight at their house. Not their house, but like you could see it off to the side, so I could see them when they walk in. It's an interesting little camera. The quality is great, so we'll talk about it more in the coming weeks once I see how the batteries do.
And that's the only concern. I'm watching your brother on the front porch right now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
He's looking at his phone.
I wish you could talk back. You know what I mean? Like, I wish you could be like, hey, what are you doing, you know?
You can on the Ring video doorbell.
You can on the Ring, yeah, you can.
Yes.
If you can prove it to them, by the way.
Today.
What is that?
A little bit windy there.
It is a little windy. Swamp Rat says if you in our chat room, if you're watching live, you could join the chat. If you prove that they're messing with the mail, it's a federal offense. Absolutely. So I want to get these kids. Damn kids and their mail jokes. I'm also going to get the Ring.
You know what's the worst with that is people that do that during Christmas.
Yeah, no.
Because there was a rash of those during Christmas here.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I really hate anybody that steals Christmas decorations or packages during Christmas time. Like, why the heck would you even go and steal other people's Christmas decorations?
People are insane.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, people are crazy. I also
you should really be ashamed of yourself if you're going around stealing people's Christmas decorations.
Yeah, people are crazy, man. They're just sick people. So I want to talk about that, and I also have another fun little toy that I got, and I want to talk about that at the end of the show. But before we do that, John, we should take a moment and talk about our sponsor, and that is Braintree. Guys, we've been talking about Braintree for a while. If you're an app developer, if you have a business and you're planning on accepting mobile payments, in this day and age, you better be accepting mobile payments if you have an app and you're selling a product. It can be frustrating to implement all these different payment methods, whether it's Apple Pay, Bitcoin, dollars, pounds, euros, PayPal. It can be aggravating and stressful because every time you add it, you got to change something. Well, here's a great part. With Braintree, everything is implemented. You could add as many currencies and as many payment methods as that you want. They virtually accept. It's just tremendous, right? It's Apple Pay, Android, PayPal, Bitcoin. The list goes on and on. Also, companies like Hotel Tonight, Living Social, Airbnb, Uber, they all rely on Braintree. Now, this is the best part. They also have super, super safe, simple, and secure payments. And it's a code that you could integrate quickly. So it goes based on a token system. And John, we've had this conversation before, how the token system works. So pretty much, the vendor never gets your credit card information. So if there is it's authorized via token. So if there is if there's some sort of issue on their end and things have been compromised, you don't have to worry about it because you weren't compromised by this. Braintree supports Android, iOS, JavaScript clients. There are SDKs in many, many languages, which is great. And it's elegant code with clear documentation, meaning it's very easy to put in. It's only a couple lines of code. If you go to BraintreePayments.com/TNW, you could sign up there and also get more information there. Braintree is a PayPal company, so you know who they are. BraintreePayments.com/TNW. Go sign up and let them know that we sent you. We love Braintree. They're a phenomenal company. And you know what? Suncast here is a critic when it comes to things like this, and he absolutely loves Braintree. So his word is as good as gold. Thank you, Braintree, for supporting the show. So, John, you want to go into our first story?
Yeah, let's talk about it. This is something that everybody's talking about. It happened yesterday, and that is we got the teaser trailer for Star Wars Rogue One, which is almost a prequel of sorts.
Okay, so
it's Star Wars.
It's a prequel. It's a prequel to the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, it takes place before Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
Yes.
And it's about a group of people joining the rebels and trying to steal the blueprints or the blueprint plans for the Death Star.
Yeah, which is awesome.
You know what? It's about a minute and a half trailer. And it looks like it's done extremely well and is very classic to Star Wars.
So
like you remember all the uniforms and the way that Star Wars looked.
Yeah.
In you know those first 3 episodes. This stays pretty true
to that
look.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Did you see the Star Wars movie a couple months ago?
Yes.
Okay. So do you think when does this film come out?
I believe this is coming out this year.
Okay. Do you think it's a little weird that they're so close to each other? That we have two Star Wars?
That was part of my thought is that you've got The Force Awakens that's coming out this week or came out yesterday. And here they are with a new Star Wars trailer. Now, while this isn't necessarily one of the big Star Wars films, like it's not one of the main ones that we've seen, but it's in that realm. It feels almost as though Disney is ramping things up due to the success that they've seen with their animated series, such as the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the Rebels, but the Rebels is a great animated series.
No, it's phenomenal.
First few episodes, not that great, but once you really get into it, it's very successful. And it almost feels as though Disney is saying, hey, let's take this same recipe and apply it to spin-off cinematic films.
Yeah, so Force Awakens comes out today or tomorrow? When did it come out, the DVD, the Blu-ray?
It came out last night.
It came out last night. Are you getting it?
I'm not going to get the film.
Okay, so
I'm probably going to rent it.
I'm thinking about getting the Blu-ray. And I don't ever do this. I don't ever buy physical media. I bought it for Batman. I bought it for the Batman franchise. But I was thinking this would look so awesome in Blu-ray to watch this. What do you think?
That's interesting because
do you think I would? Okay,
technically
so
they filmed The Force Awakens on film and converted it to digital.
Yeah. Would you?
You should. You know what you should need. What you need to do is get it on Laserdisc.
Get it on VHS. Get it on VHS or Betamax. If you get a free copy of Betamax if you buy it on VHS. No, you know my question is how much more of a difference will I see in quality if I get the Blu-ray compared to getting it streaming digital copy?
You'll probably see a difference.
I probably would.
You're talking several megabits.
Yeah,
of a difference between the two because whatever you stream is going to be under what the bit rate is of what you get on a Blu-ray.
Yeah, probably under.
Technically, you know, even the pirated stuff that's out there, unless you're downloading the raw rip, is significantly compressed. While still very good, is not as high quality as what you would see natively from a Blu-ray, which is going to probably be, you know, upwards of 25 to 35 megabits per second.
Yeah. I may order this right now, actually, on Amazon. The Force Awakens. Let's see. How much is this? Amazon Video. I could buy it on Amazon Video for $19. I want the Blu-ray. Let's see. Can you get Blu-ray? I wonder how much it is. It's not going to be cheap. I can't imagine it's cheap. Loading. I guess a lot of people are searching for this. Actually, it is dirt cheap. It's $20.
If you're in Canada, I think you can stream it on Netflix.
Can you really?
In Canada. Yeah,
really?
Because they had that deal with Disney or whatever.
Wow, so how is the Blu-ray? Okay, this is a weird question. How is the Blu-ray so cheap? $20.
I have no idea.
That doesn't
Probably
seem
because they're going to sell a whole buttload of them.
You think so? I mean, that doesn't seem right to me, does it? Unless they're like, oh crap, no, who the hell's buying Blu-ray? That's funny. I wonder if I could get on Apple too, right? On iTunes?
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, I may do that. I may just stream it like that. I get it from my dad. My dad is a huge Star Wars fan. So I would watch it with him. And then I'm sure I'll cry by the end of Star Wars, like every other time. My father would force me to watch it every weekend. It became a horrible, stressful moment for me.
I mean, really, if you're an enthusiast that wants the highest quality available, then definitely get the Blu-ray. If you don't care as much about quality, you can stream it, download a digital copy or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I wonder what I could. I'll figure it out. I may order this tonight.
Blu-ray is great if you care about having a physical copy and you care a lot about having the highest quality.
But when it's a film like this, when it's a movie like Star Wars, I kind of feel like it's kind of worth it to spend the money and get a physical copy.
If you care about it,
if you care about it, yeah. Like I like it, you know.
That goes for any movie.
Yeah, that goes for any movie. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care for physical media, but I may get this. So that's interesting. So that came out. We'll put a little link in the notes also to get Star Wars on Blu-ray if you're interested. We'll post that on our GFQ page and we'll put on Twitter after the show. I know a lot of people would be interested, especially at a $20 price. It seems like a great deal. It's 50% off at this point. I find it interesting that they released both of these in the same year. You know, they're pretty much coming out very close to each other. We're not used to that with a Star Wars franchise, but this is a different time frame. So
yeah, let me see if I can find the exact date. December 16th is when Rogue One comes out.
December 16th.
December 16th.
Oh, so it's almost like a year from the time that Force Awakens came out. It's almost a year.
Yes, and then Episode 8 comes out December 15th, 2017.
Okay, so once a year we're getting a Star Wars movie. That's great. That's freaking awesome. That's really awesome. Really, really cool. So trailer's up. You could go and view it everywhere, pretty much. Just search for the trailer. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere trailers are available. Do you remember that? Do you remember when Apple used to be the place for trailers?
Not really.
Yeah, Apple used to be like the big place to see trailers for movies. Apple used to release all these trailers. It was weird. A couple years ago.
That's what YouTube is for now.
Yeah, this is before the YouTube.
I mean,
yeah.
Seriously, if I want to watch a trailer, I go to YouTube.
Yeah, since we're talking about streaming content and media, Starz is launching its own streaming service with offline viewing. This is going to be competing with the HBO and Showtime's type services. They are streaming this. Price is going to be $8.99 a month. Starz is letting its users watch the channel's original series and licensed movies on demand. The big difference between Starz and its rival like HBO and Netflix is that the service will let users download and watch titles offline. That way, you'll be able to marathon your latest Disney movies like Age of Ultron and The Force Awakens on a long-haul flight. I actually think this is great, number one. There aren't too many scenarios that I need to get offline content, but when I do, it's really miserable that I can't access this stuff. Now, if let's say you're flying, I know services like JetBlue and a couple other airlines are now offering you free Netflix. And they do free streaming video that is not connected. Or I think it was Netflix or it was Amazon. I can't remember. But they have it within. I guess how it works is that it's offline and it's within their servers. So kind of similar to this. And you can view it on the flight themselves. But this is good for someone that has data issues, you know? If you know that you're traveling to some place that you will be connected, but you don't have the best connection, why not?
Yeah, which is something you don't find with the other services out there.
Yeah, I wonder why they don't do that, especially as at least as a bonus, right? Like, I wonder why Netflix wouldn't do that. I guess they take a beating on their servers to begin with.
Licensing options, maybe.
Licensing options. It is interesting that they're doing this. I wonder, but who would get Starz, and what would you get it for? That is not a channel that I normally watch.
They have 3 big shows right now. Blunt Talk, which is one of Patrick Stewart's comedies, which is amazing. And then you have Outlander and then Black Sails. If you're a fan of any of those 3, this is a great service to get. And you can, possibly cut the cord.
What's Banshee on? Banshee's on... Oh, that's on Cinemax. Yeah, Banshee's on Cinemax.
Here's my only problem with this. And this is great. This is a great service. Don't get me wrong. But... here it is, yet another subscription service and yet another monthly service fee.
Yes, and this is kind of getting.
They even said it in this article that once you start adding all this stuff up, it's no longer realistic to cut the cable.
Yeah, it gets very expensive.
You're going to pay as much or more for what you get. And you're gonna pay as much or more for the same stuff.
We've spoken about this so many times, but it is virtually impossible to cut cable and try to add things that you want.
If you add Netflix, HBO, et cetera, well then you're up there.
Yeah, listen, you are, and here's how my service goes. Okay, I have Verizon, which I couldn't even cut my Verizon. I got them to lower my bill, thank God. They lowered it by a significant amount. I mean, literally like $140 they lowered it a month, which is insane to think about. But I was also looking at just eliminating everything and just having one thing, one low package. I just want the basic cable channels. All I need is USA and the local channels and like the news. And that would be it. That would be it for me. It was so difficult to do that. So difficult. Because once you cut here, they raise the price there. Oh, you're no longer in our ultimate package. Oh, but do you want HBO? No, I don't want HBO. But if you cut HBO, your bill's going to go up by $20. How does that make any sense? So pretty much they strong-arm you into having a certain package. So the other option is you either say, screw this, I don't want any cable, and I'm going to go with, Netflix and Hulu and all that services. But if you're trying to, like, build what you had similar to it, you're going to spend some money. I have Netflix. I have Hulu. I don't have HBO Go because I have it on my TV and I get the HBO streaming anyway. And that's same thing for Showtime. I have the WWE Network. And let's say I want to watch some sports or I want to watch, CBS All Access, which a lot of people have. That's going to cost me another $10. At the end of the day, it's going to be like $60.
Yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And it's not only that, but you now also have music streaming services and YouTube Red that have subscription fees. So now you're going to spend another, $10 for Spotify, another $10 for YouTube Red. I mean, yes, you get some extras with that.
What about iTunes Match? What about iTunes Match?
Yep.
Are you paying that? Yeah, you are.
Generally, you would do one or the other and not both, but.
Yeah. But no, but
it's just that stuff does add up. So you get 4 or 5 of them, and there you go. You're at $50, $60 already per month for these subscription services.
I'm going to tell you something. You're going to think I'm insane. I probably have subscriptions to services that I don't even know that I do.
Hulu?
Yeah, I have Hulu. I realized I had 2 Netflix.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Netflix, Spotify, Hulu,
Amazon.
HBO.
How about Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime.
Yeah. It gets up there, guys. I mean, you know what? I'm going to give you guys some good advice. Take a moment tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Audit the subscriptions you have. Just take a look at what you're paying for every month, every year, and take a look and say to yourself, do I really need this right now? And even if it's $10, you know what? $10 at the end of the year is $100. If you could cut 5 of those, that's 500, 120. Yeah, 120, $100. If you could cut 10 of those. I did that the other day. You know how many services, like not just streaming content, John, but like I'm talking about Twitter manager, social media management services, right? Hosting accounts that I no longer use. Mm-hmm. Things like that. Like it's crazy how much stuff builds up over the years. So take a moment and audit it. Like I pay for Xbox Live. I haven't turned my Xbox on in 2 years.
Why are you paying for anything for Xbox then?
Because I didn't know. Because I totally forgot about it. Totally forgot about it.
Do you not look at your charges?
No, because everything is automated. I don't realize it. You know, I get it. You know what? It's a PayPal notification. You were charged by Microsoft.
I need to set up a subscription fee for myself on your credit card.
You know what? I'll never know.
Just
do $10 a month. You know what? A $10 a month Suncast subscription.
Yes.
just auto bill me. I'll never know. But it's crazy, right? Like, it's crazy how these build up. So if you have Starz and HBO and Showtime Go and all these other Showtime streaming service, guys, just take a moment, audit what you use, get rid of what you don't need. It really may not seem significant for the month, but it does at the end of the year when you look at it like, oh, holy crap, I saved $1,000. Yeah, go ahead, John, pick something.
So speaking of all these fees, Verizon is now planning a $20 upgrade fee. And this is, of course, regardless whether you're paying for your phone outright or paying per month for your phone. This is crazy. According to a leaked memo from Mac Rumors, the company is planning to introduce a $20 upgrade fee, irrespective of whether you're paying full price for the phone up front or own it outright. The memo says that this fee is there to cover, quote, our increasing support costs associated with customers switching their devices.
Yeah.
This took effect on April 4th. And now, get this, because Verizon did this now.
Let me guess. Everybody else.
What?
Everybody else.
Everybody else kind of already had a fee, but now they're raising it. AT&T had an upgrade fee of $15 that they're now raising to match Verizon's $20 upgrade fee.
Wow, that's horrible. That's really...
Tell me that's not... Hey, Verizon is doing it, and they're going to get away with $20, so
might as
we can upgrade... We can change ours to $20.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And get more money.
That's terrible. I had a discussion with someone yesterday, actually, about how Verizon bills, and maybe you could help me with this. Okay, I'm going to break down my argument, and you're going to tell me if I'm wrong or right here. So, and we'll talk about this also because this kind of ties into it. So, before, let's say you went to go buy a cell phone, right? I walk into Verizon. I want to buy a cell phone. I see the iPhone is there. It's $199 subsidized, correct? $199. Yes. I paid a $199. I take the phone home. I use that phone for 2 years. I keep the phone after that. That plan, that $199, was the old plan. Now they have the, what do they call it now? The new plans. Do you know what they're called, John? Where you...
yeah, the Apple upgrade program.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really on Verizon. It's only for the iPhone, I think.
No.
I don't think they have it for Samsung yet.
Well, no, not the upgrade, but you don't pay them.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the financing. You don't pay them the $199 subsidized.
Yeah, you pay them like $30 per month.
You pay them $30 a month or whatever it is. At the end of the term, at the end of the 2 years, you would have paid the full retail price of that phone.
Right.
Okay. When you bought it subsidized, you still paid the full price of that phone at the end of your contract.
Mm-hmm.
It was just tied into your service charge. So I was explaining to someone how it's not a better deal or worse deal. It's exactly the same, just done differently. And they couldn't fathom it. They couldn't understand how they paid $199 before and now they're paying $30 a month. And how that's the same. But I was explaining to them but what happened is that they charged you an extra $20 on top of the $199 or whatever the monthly fee would have been. At the end, it comes out the same at the end of your term.
The whole thing is suspect, though.
It is. It's
the fact that this is to cover the increasing cost of people switching devices. Really?
Yeah. So it's going to be a $20. Well, is this better than the do they still charge the activation fee?
No, this is like in place of the activation fee.
This is in place. So it's the same thing.
Yes.
It was a $25 activation before.
Yes.
So now it's a $20 activation. We should be rejoicing. They lowered the price.
It's just
it's again
another one of them those ways for them to charge you money for pretty much nothing.
Yeah, this is how it works. This is how it is. They will move stuff around and they'll make you think they're removing something, but they're adding something else. It is bonkers how we allow the phone industry and the cable industry to do this.
You saw this literally 1 or 2 days after Verizon announced this, that AT&T raised their upgrade fee to match Verizon's $20. Like, tell me that's not absolutely absurd.
Yeah. It is absurd, but this is what they're going to do. this is how it works. You know, I tried to lower my my cable, my phone bill. It's impossible. That's also impossible. Like, you can't, you're stuck. This is how it is. Like, there's no one better than the other. You know what I mean? Like, you got $10 here and $10 there, a wiggle room between services, but at the end of the day, they're all the same price. It is crazy. Yep. I'm sweating. I got a kid now. I got to buy diapers, Verizon. This is an interesting story here, John, and I want you to go into this, but BlackBerry CEO confirms plans for 2 new mid-range devices. BlackBerry is hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, according to the report, Mr. Chen, which is the CEO of BlackBerry, according to Mr. Chen, conceded that the price in the BlackBerry Priv, the company's first ever Android-based smartphone, was too high to appeal to regular retail customers. So Mr. Chen apparently believes that BlackBerry needs to get out the sort of sales that would allow the company to compete with market leaders such as Samsung and Apple, or at least cut out a sizable enough niche for itself in the global smartphone market.
Yeah. So are they abandoning their operating system?
They say they're not, but it sure appears that way.
I know. And you know what's sad? It's a really good operating system, guys. Like, it's really good. It's just nobody's using it. And there's no reason to use it at this point. That's the thing that sucks about them.
Both of these new devices are going to be priced fairly competitively around the $300 to $400 mark. And while one of them will come with a BlackBerry traditional QWERTY keyboard, much like you saw on the Priv, the other one will be a touchscreen only device like you see with most Android and the iPhone as well.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting that they're doing this. And I'm not certain that this is going to work out the way that they think it's going to work out. This is yet, to me, another Hail Mary play for them in terms of, in a way, I understand and see their point about the BlackBerry Priv being too expensive. But at the same time, it's not too expensive in comparison to an iPhone or an iPad. Apple's been getting away with charging that premium price for some time now. BlackBerry can't compete with that, and I'm not sure that they can even compete at the $300 to $400 range because people just are not interested anymore in BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Yes, they're doing Android now finally, but they're very late to the game with this, and this has been their story for the past 5 years now. For at least 5 years, if not longer, that they've been late to the game and trying to figure out what the market is, what to put out to the market. And at this point, they're dead.
Yeah, it's amazing how they're still hanging on. I mean, for a while now, we've been talking that they've been dead since we started doing the show together. So for about 5 years, we've been talking about this.
Why are they even doing a QWERTY version?
They're trying. They're trying because it's still the old mentality. Because
anybody
you know why?
give a crap about having a QWERTY version anymore?
No, nobody does. But no, nobody does. But if you ask their user base, right, their original user base, if you do a poll and you ask them what they loved about BlackBerry, everybody says, "Oh my God, the keyboard was great," and I still agree. I hate typing on glass. I do.
Yeah,
I hate it.
You pull out like one of those older BlackBerry Curves or the older BlackBerry Bold, and you try typing on that thing today, it's not a great experience.
No, it's not the same. It's not. No, it's because we've gotten so used to. But I think they're going based on that mentality where, but look, 8 out of 10 former BlackBerry users say that the keyboard was great, so we better provide them with a keyboard. Maybe we'll get
it was great for the time.
Yeah, it was great for the time, but
now you have SwiftKey.
Yeah, SwiftKey's the best, right?
You just glide your finger around and you have auto suggest.
Do you like SwiftKey?
Yeah.
Is that what you use on your phone?
Yeah.
So I've been using
SwiftKey, whatever it is.
I've been using the keyboard that comes with the Samsung S7 Edge, and I've been using it since I got it because I wanted to give it a chance to see if it's any better than SwiftKey, because SwiftKey is the best thing. It's pretty good, but it's not there. Like the autocorrect, the auto correction software is not as good as SwiftKey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nowhere near as good.
Here's what it is. It's that at the time, QWERTY keyboards were such an improvement over traditional way of where you had your little candy bar phone with just the T9 input where you had to peck out each key like multiple times. Like if you wanted to do a C, you would have to press the one button 3 times in order to make a C, which BlackBerry had the QWERTY keyboard. And that was such an improvement over the T9 input where you had to press the key multiple times to get certain letters.
Yeah.
Today, you don't need that. You have these predictive algorithms on touchscreen devices that make it a much better experience over a traditional QWERTY keyboard.
Listen, I agree with you.
I'm not only that, but you know what? If you got a QWERTY keyboard, you can't do emojis.
Yeah. You can't. You're absolutely right. How screwed are we?
You have to have a dedicated emojis button.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, I wanted to show a product I got. I got sent over to me. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, actually. These like product reviews and spotlights over the next couple of weeks. But I was sent this. It's made by the guys that make Lucy Live. It's a great broadcasting software to get your audio from you to a receiving end. So if you're on the go, if you're reporting for a radio station, a lot of times it's on-site reporting. You connect this to your phone, you connect it to a microphone, and now you could send back the audio right to your station at a very, very high quality. You don't have to call in. But they make this hardware. They make this device. What it is, it's a 3.5 millimeter jack. It has a preamp. You connect your headphone here so you can monitor yourself, and it connects to your microphone, a dynamic mic. I've been using this for the last couple of days as like a test. I recorded, actually the video I recorded, John, I recorded with this. It sounds great. This is phenomenal. Chris Tobin turned me on to this. He has one in his like emergency bag that he carries everywhere with him if he needs to do like a broadcast on site. This device is really awesome. If you are a podcaster, if you're in radio, if you're a journalist, and you need something quick and easy to connect and record audio, this is phenomenal. By the way, it's also using very, very high-end adapters here, connectors, connecting ends. I've used this in the past. So on their website, it says iPhone. It's more recommended if you have an iPhone, and that has nothing to do with their hardware. It has to do with they've tested it more on iPhones, and there's more of a success rate on iPhones without having any buzzes. I'm using this on my Samsung Galaxy S6 and S7, and I have no issues on that. I don't know if you're using it on a lower-end Android device, if you may encounter some buzzing and hissing, but I mean, I did when I used it on like a crappier device on a lower-end phone. But on a higher-end device, you should not have any kind of issues. John, this is great. I mean, you could have done coverage if you had this.
Could have.
Yeah.
Although, you know, those convention centers and Wi-Fi.
No, but you could have done some recording.
Not always the best idea.
But I mean, technically, you could do interviews. You could literally plug it in, hold the mic, and record.
Yeah, as long as you're not having to stream it somewhere. If all you're doing is recording, that's great.
Yeah. Really, I have to say, very impressed with this device. Very, very impressed. And you have different volume settings here. You could control the mic level and things like that. I'm going to have a link in the show notes to where you could buy this. I got it on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. Also, a couple other places I think you can get this. But really cool device. I'm going to do a formal review of this this week, but I wanted to just display it here and show it to you guys. Cool little thing. I want to thank Chris Tobin for telling me about this device, because I was shocked when he pulled this out of his bag. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? That thing is tiny. I'm like, how good is the quality? And it's phenomenal. It's great. So thanks, Chris, for this. John.
Yes.
What are your plans this weekend before we wrap up? What are you doing?
Hibernate.
You're going to hibernate.
Get 3 to 5 inches of snow on Sunday.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow. I don't know how it's going to be here in New York. It should be, I think it's going to be tomorrow's. No, it's actually cold here too. It's going to be in the 40s. So
it's insane.
Yeah. Well, welcome to spring.
We had a quarter inch of snow yesterday.
Well, it was 70 degrees last week here in New York. So now it's freezing.
It's 5 day. Yep. Still calling for. Well, now it's 1 to 3 inches, but
yeah. Guys, if you want to support us, you want to help us out, please do so by going to patreon.com/whatthetech. You can fund us there. Also, use our Amazon link. Whenever you buy something on Amazon, we get a tiny little credit, and it really helps us out. There have been so many scenarios where we've needed to upgrade something. I've needed to buy a microphone for John. I've needed to send cables to Spencer. I've needed to do this. Whenever you buy something on Amazon, we get a tiny little credit, a couple of % here and there on each sale, and it builds up at the end of the day. Someone bought a kayak a couple of years ago, $3,000 kayak.
Jeez.
And we make commission off of that. So it's great. Guys, if you do so, go to gfq.co/Amazon. That's gfq.co/Amazon. Bookmark it. And whenever you click on that bookmark, it'll go to our link. So please do that.
By the way, we do have Canada and UK versions.
We do. We have a Canada and a UK.
So if you go to gfq.co/Amazon CA or gfq.co/Amazon UK, you can also use our code that way.
Yeah. You can follow Suncast on Twitter @Suncast. You can follow me on Twitter @Andrew Zarian. I want to thank Braintree once again. BraintreePayments.com/TNW. Support us there. And we'll see you all next week. Take care.